Welcome to the documentation of Speedsculpt. So, let's install the add-on. Click on Edit, Preferences. Go to Add-ons, and as you can see, I already installed it, but if you want to install, click on this little arrow, choose Install from Disk, select the zip file of the add-on, don't unzip it, click on Install from Disk, and it will activate automatically. After that, you will have this little arrow. You will be able to see the preferences of the add-on, like that. So let's edit this a little bit. So, first, you will have the website for the documentation, you will have the version, and you will have the location, obviously. So, after that, you will have some tabs, Info, Options, Keymaps, and Links, like that. In the Info tab, if you want to check if there is an update, you will click on Check for Update. That will show you this. Be careful, you need to activate in System, Network, Allow Online Access. If you don't do it, like that, you will have a message, Activate Allow Online Access in System, Network to check for updates. So let's do this. Go back to Add-ons and click on this little button, Check for Update, and you will see at the bottom if there is an update available. After that, you will have some links to buy the add-on if it's not done already, so thank you for your support, and some information for the support and the Discord for the support, okay? After that, a little text and the documentation video, so this video. Let's go to the options. You will have the general options, general settings, so you will be able to set the category for the add-on, to show the help in the add-on. So the add-on is located in the end panel, Speedsculpt, and if you show the help, as you can see, you will have the help on each part of the add-on. Up, so like that, you know how to use it. Like that. Okay? You can disable it if you don't want to use it. You will have the autosave scene that will work for Windows. So sometimes when you will make a computation, for example, Boolean, etc., if the value for the Remesh or Dyntopo is too small, your computer can slow down and crash. So this is basic from computers. If it's too complicated, Blender will crash. So with this, that will save the scene, okay? After that, you will have some settings, for example, to smooth the mesh when you will make a Remesh or a Dyntopo. So if I disable it, as you can see, it will be disabled here, and the value for the smooth the mesh, okay? You will have the fill all. Sometimes when you will make some cuts, your object will have some holes. Okay, and if you activate it, that will close those holes. You will have these options here. Up. Let's activate it, as you can see, fill hole. You have the other option here. Okay, so you will have the Remesh settings for the Remesh. You will have the settings here. Same for Dyntopo. Here, you will have the settings here. Okay. Some settings for the shading, this is for solo, I will show you this later. And let's hide this, come back here. And the settings for the asset library. So you will have an asset library here with some settings, some meshes with the muscles here, and you can edit this one, okay? You can also add categories if you want to add some categories with your own assets, and if you use the asset management, everything is done. So you will have information to how to use all of this, etc. Okay. After that, the keymaps. The EBL manipulate to rotate the environment when you will sculpt. So I already use it in Better Pie menu, for example, so I disable it here. You will have three modals, one to remesh, one to change the size, and one to smooth the mesh. And after that, that will be to toggle the Geomesh tool, like that, and check the information here. And after that, some links. Okay? So, I forgot. If you want to update the add-on, let's go back here. Uninstall, restart Blender and install the add-on. That's it. This is as simple as that. Okay, so let's start to show you how to use the add-on. So, you will have two possibilities with this add-on. Use the Remesh or use Dyntopo. The difference will be, the Remesh will create quads, and Dyntopo will create triangles. Let's get rid of this object. In the creation tool, I will add a simple sphere. Let's show the wireframe. So this simple sphere is made of quads, as you can see, with the Remesh. Let's select the Dyntopo. Let's create a sphere once again, and you will have this. So as you can see, the value is a little bit small. So on Dyntopo, enter, let's see, 10, and once again click, and you will have this. Okay? So be careful. One thing that is important is that on the Remesh, if you decrease the value, the density will increase. On Dyntopo, if you increase the value, the density will increase. This is not the same direction. And you will have information here, as you can see. Same for Dyntopo. Same for the value, as you can see. Maximum edge length, Blender unit, blah 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 blah. This is to apply everything, etc. So you will have information on every part of the add-on. So like that, you just have to check, and you will see them like that. Okay? So like I said, Remesh is made from quads. Dyntopo is made from triangles. Remesh is perfect to create your object, to combine objects, etc., etc. Dyntopo can do this too. With the add-on, you can do all of this. And Dyntopo is, in my opinion, perfect to add details to your object. So let's see. I will choose Dyntopo on this object. I will show you. I will go in Sculpt mode. Okay. So be sure Dyntopo is activated, but I can just activate it like that. I update my Dyntopo, and it will activate it automatically. So if now I will use the draw brush, if now I draw, I will have this result, basic. Okay. And as you can see, Dyntopo will edit the object directly, instantly, in real time. Okay. And if with Dyntopo you increase the value, so let's enter this, you will do this, bam, and as you can see, it will add more details, like that. Okay, so this is the difference with Dyntopo and Remesh. Dyntopo is made to add your details, and Remesh is made to combine objects. So let's duplicate this one, let's duplicate it, and just press Ctrl R, and bam, and in fact I used Dyntopo. Let's use Remesh, my bad. Bam! And with Remesh, this is pretty fast. Okay, this is the same with Dyntopo, but the result on the Remesh will be much better. So let's duplicate this one. Let's go into Dyntopo. Let's do the same. Ctrl R, bam, Shift D, Ctrl R, up, like that. So the result is almost the same, but Remesh will be much faster. So it's better to use Remesh because, as you can see, you will have the same result here almost, but the Remesh will be less dense. So this is better to use the Remesh, okay? So this is what I wanted to say. Use the Remesh to create your object, and after that, use Dyntopo to add details to your object. And after that, you can create the rotopology if you want with Speedsculpt. Okay? So let's continue. We will go to the Remesh. As you can see here, you have the value for the Remesh. So like I said previously, if you decrease the value, so let's enter 0.05 and update, it will increase the density of the mesh. Let's duplicate this one, let's enter 0.1, and this one, I will update to have something different, and this one, if I click, that will pick the value for the Remesh. As you can see, I will have this, like that. In fact, this is the same for Dyntopo. Let's go in Sculpt mode. You can pick the size of this triangle and pick the size of this one. Okay? So like that, you can draw your mesh, and when you will draw, that will use the same value. Like that. I think it was more like 10. Like that. Okay? So with this, you can, in fact, you will have the density brush here. You can change the density of your object. And this is something that is nice with Dyntopo. You can increase the density and decrease the density like that, as you want. So this is something really nice. Let's continue. So like I said previously, the Remesh is really nice to combine objects. And as you can see, if I select one and two objects, I will have this: union, difference, and rebel. Okay? So what I will do, I will use union. I will just keep this value here, or I can pick the value of those two spheres, and I will update. And boom, I will have this, because this is an union. Let's get rid of this. Let's duplicate. This time I will use difference. So this one will be removed, and the active one will have a hole. So I will choose difference, I will click, and I will have this. Okay, so it works. Let's take this one. On the creation tool, let's use this primitive. Up. Let's scale it. I can even scale it like that. Up. I want to make a rebel. That means I will select rebel, and I will have two objects. So I will do this, and you will see I will have that come as a result. So if the object is denser, so let's enter 0.0.25, like that. Let's update this one. Let's duplicate this, like that. And if it's denser, I will just update my object, and I will have my rebel with a better density. It will take more time, obviously, but as you can see, the result will be nice. You can click here if you want to smooth all the objects at once, like that. Okay? So, we saw this, we saw that. Those are the settings. So, if you want to apply the mirror, to shade smooth, to fill holes, to the smooth value here, the Remesh settings, as you can see, I have fixed pole, etc., etc. So it's up to you. And as we saw previously, if we have two objects, let's select this one and this one, we can make an operation. And it will work with Dyntopo 2, okay? So what I will do, let's in fact duplicate this one, select, I will use union, I will keep this value and update. It will, as you can see, update my object. Okay, so let's duplicate it. This time I will use difference. I will update. It will give this result. Okay, it works. Let's add this. Up. Let's make a rebel this time and update. And I should have my update. Okay, so as you can see now I have two objects. So like I said previously, Remesh and Dyntopo works the same. I prefer to use Remesh because the result will be much better. And after that, I prefer use Dyntopo to add some details, like we saw previously. Okay, so we saw everything here. This is nice. Another thing that you need to take into account is that all the tools in the add-on will take those settings into account, okay? The value for the Remesh and Dyntopo, if you update or not, and same for the smooth hair. So all the tools will take all of this into account. So that's it for this part. With Speedsculpt, you have access to 3 modals for fast editing your objects. So let's go in Sculpt mode. And if I press Shift R, I will be able to change the density of my object. I will do this. And once it's done, if I move my mouse, I can add a little smooth. Okay? If, let's see, I edit my object, I can press Ctrl R and it will remesh my object. As you can see, I'm using Remesh here. If I do this, Ctrl R, and if I press Alt R, I will be able to smooth the object a little bit, like that. Okay? The interesting part is that, let's see, I will duplicate this object here, I will select this one. Those modals will take into account those tools. For example, if I want to combine those two, I can just press Ctrl R, it will combine them, and after that I will be able to add a little smooth if necessary. Let's duplicate this one. I will do the same, so Ctrl R, bam, like that. So let's see, I want to cut this object. I will add, let's see, something like that. I will make this, let's move it here, select this one, and I will choose difference. So I will just press Ctrl R, like that, and I will have my difference. Okay, so if I want, I can add this, let's scale it, let's move it like that, and I want to use an onion, Ctrl R, bam, okay. So now let's see, I want to make a rubble. That means I will select this one once again, I will scale it here, like that. Okay, let's scale it here. I will select the rubble and just press Ctrl R, and I will have my rubble. So that means I will have my object cut in half. Okay, so just like that, you can update your object on the fly with Shift R, Ctrl R, and Alt R. Let's see the shading part of Speedsculpt. So, here, as you can see, you will have some icons. If you click here, you will have more possibilities. Okay, so let's see those ones first. If I select this one, I will be in studio mode, just to show you. Okay, and if I press Ctrl Shift and middle mouse button, I will be able to rotate the studio like that. So this is really useful when you are making details and you want to see what it will give you directly like that with the shading. Okay, you will not have this information here for Speedsculpt. This is from Better Pie menu because it's useful for Better Pie menu, but not really for Speedsculpt. We don't care about the value of the rotation. Okay, so this one is for the studio. This one is for the matcap. So as you can see, you will have the matcap. Obviously, you can select another matcap if you want, like this one. Up, I like this one. After that, that will be the silhouette. So you can change the color. Let's make it black. Let's disable the overlays. And just like that, you can see if the proportion of your object are nice or not. And as you can see for this one, this is not so bad. Okay, let's go back to this. This one will show the wireframe. So like that. And that's it. So, after that, you will have Solo. If you put your mouse on it, you will see what you can do. Solo is made to do this. I select this object. I want to work on it and see through the other object. So I will just click on Solo. I can hide it. I have it here. And as you can see, I will have this result. If I want to work on this one, bam, I can. Let's go back to this one. I want to select some objects, so let's select those objects, like that. I want to add them up to Solo, so I don't want to select this one. Yes, I will just keep this. I will press Shift and click, and just like that, I will add them. So let's add this one too, Shift and click, and as you can see, I have this, so this is nice. So if you put your mouse on it, you will see, if you press Alt and click, that will invert Solo, like that. So sometimes it's useful. And if you want to exit, Ctrl Shift and click. So just like that, bam, bam. So after that, you will have the settings. Those settings are the one here, so nothing new. You can just have them here if necessary. And that's it for the shading part. Let's see the primitives. So when you will create a primitives, it will take a lot of things into account. It will take, if you choose Remesh or Dyntopo, the Dyntopo value and the Remesh value, the update and the smooth. If you place it on the mouse, on the origin of the scene, on the cursor, on the selection. If, for example, on cursor you copy the cursor rotation. If you set it as parent from the selection, as child from the selection to be exact, and if you add a mirror, okay? So this is a simple sphere here. I'm using Remesh with this value, update, on the origin, and without those settings selected. I will click, and I will have this result. Let's get rid of it. Let's go to Dyntopo. let's enter 10 as value and do this. As you can see, it created a Dyntopo object with triangles. When you use Remesh, it will be quads, okay? So take this into account. In my opinion, this is better to use Remesh when creating an object, when combining them, etc. Dyntopo works, but it's better to add some details. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. So this time, I will disable this and I will add a cylinder. So as you can see, this is the update. You can keep your mouse on it. So if I create a cylinder, I will have this result. So now I will activate the update. Let's get rid of this one and create a cylinder. And this time you will have this result. Okay? So as you can see, it took this, and this into account. Let's move it. Let's place my cursor here. I will choose cursor. I will copy the cursor rotation, or maybe I can place my cursor here. As you can see, the cursor is rotated. I will just click here, like that, and bam, my cylinder is at the cursor and it copies the rotation of the cursor. Okay? If, let's see, I create it on the mouse, I will click and I will have the object on the mouse. This is really useful. If, let's see, I have this selection, I will choose selection, I will just click on this one, I will have it on the selection, between them, at the center. Okay? So as you can see, this is pretty useful. Let's get rid of this one, press Alt-G, I will move the cursor at the center. Let's go to the front view. This time I want to use on my mouse, I want to keep Remesh and this value, and I want to set this one as parent. So I will click, and when I will create an object, this one will be the parent. So I will do this, like that, and if I take this one and rotate it, as you can see now, this is a parent. So let's get rid of this one. Let's see, I will select this one. I will add a mirror. This one will be the target of this mirror, okay? The reference object to be exact. Now, if, let's see, I create a sphere on my mouse with all those settings, I will have it like that, okay? So just like that, I can create objects. So I can do this, I can, in fact, let's scale it like that, let's make a rotation. And if I select this one, I should have this because I selected this one when I created this one. And since this set parent is active, I will have this one as parent, okay? So same, I will keep this one, I will add, let's see, this object, like that. And now, if I do this, as you can see, I have this result. Let's select this one. The mirror will still use this one as reference, so now let's take this one here, like that. I will make something more like that, okay? And this one is the parent. So just like that, you can create your object on the fly, everything will follow, okay? So this is nice, you can do whatever you want and you can set all the settings you want here, okay? So for creation object, this is nice. So I can duplicate this one in Z, like that. Let's make it choose Z. This one is still the parent. No, I selected this one, my bad. So let's, in fact, I have nothing selected, so this one doesn't have parent. But I can parent this one to this one, Control P, object keep parent, and now I will have this. Okay. So let's see the last primitives. So those are metaballs. So as you can see, metaballs works also in mirror here. So this is nice. Let's move. I can duplicate my metaball like that. And as you can see, since I selected a metaball, I have the settings for the metaballs. The resolution, so let's increase the resolution to show you, like that. The threshold, if this one is positive or negative, that will make a hole, like that. The stiffness, and if you hide it or not, okay? So it's up to you to do whatever you want. So let's make positive, and let's get rid of this like that. Okay. You will have also, I will deselect all of this. I will remove the mirror. I will remove this selection. You will have also the capsule here. And in fact, I forgot to remove those ones. Up, let's get to it. You will have this. On this one, you can edit the threshold like that. Oh, up, let's get rid. You will have this one. Up. This is nice. And you will have this one, as you can see. So you can also create objects with the mutables. It's up to you. This is really nice. You can do whatever you want. This is a great addition. And after that, you can get rid of them. Okay, so that's it for the primitives. Let's see the asset library. So with the asset library, that will be same as the primitive. That means it will take into account the mouse position if you add a mirror, parent, etc. So I can choose the asset I want to add, and I can click on import asset. It will import the asset directly into this scene. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. Let's add this one just to show you like that. Now I want to add this here. I will choose cursor. I will copy the cursor rotation, so I will place my cursor here. I will set this one as parent and I will set it as mirror. I will just click on import asset, and just like that, as you can see, I have this result. It was pretty fast, and this one is the parent, so everything will follow. Okay, so let's remove this. Let's keep the cursor. Let's place it, no, I will not copy the cursor, I will just place my cursor here. This time I will use the nose and click on import asset. So let's make a rotation like that. Let's scale it, let's move it, and that's it. So just like that, as you can see, you can create characters with different parts pretty easily, and with the tools you will have what you want. But obviously this is not enough, so you can add your own categories here if you want. So let's go in the add-on preferences. In options, asset library, you can add categories. So you can click here to have information to how to make them. Okay, so I will click on add a new category. I will click here. I will select, for example, this folder and click on accept. So now I will have this human base mesh and I will have other categories. Okay, so you can create your own categories. You just have, if we check here, to have files, icons, etc. That means, let's come here. If I click on add new category, I will click here. Let's go back to this one. You need a folder for the category. Inside the files, a folder files with all the files, and a folder icons with all the thumbnails. So those are the thumbnails, okay? And just like that, I will select some other, Remesh Dyntopo maybe. Do I have, yes, or not this one. Skin, what do I have here? Well, I will use this one. So let's use skin, click on accept, and now I will have my skin here, as you can see. So those ones are skin like that, okay? So just like that, you can add as many categories as you want. You just have to follow the hierarchy, have 2 folders, like I said previously, file with the file, icons with the thumbnails. And that's it, you can add the categories you want. And if you use the asset management, those are the category for the asset management, so you can add them directly in Speedsculpt, like that. So, like I said, as you can see, you can use everything to make your object, and with the parent, mirror, etc., that can be pretty fast. With the Geomesh tool, you can see the final result of a collection. That means I will select those objects. I will move them to a collection, like that. I will create a new collection and I will name it head. Okay, I will click on create. And now I have my collection and my object inside this collection. In Geomesh, I will click on create Geomesh. I will select this collection, I will add the name and I will click on OK. And as you will see, that will create one object that is the result of all the objects inside my collection. It seems to be only one object like that. So this is really useful because like that you can see almost the final result of your sculpt. You can hide it here, show it here, or you can use Ctrl-Shift-Q to hide it and to show it. You have to take into account that when we hide the Geomesh, it will hide its modifiers. Because if you don't do that, when you will edit your object, it will slow down Blender. Okay? So when we show the Geomesh like that, it will take time to set on the modifiers. Okay? So take this into account. So this is the list of the available Geomesh. So I can create another Geomesh. So let's see, I will create one with all of this. So select all of that. I will press move to collection. I will name it front leg, like that. Click OK. And I will create a Geomesh with this front leg. So I will name it FL. Click OK. And I will now have a Geomesh for this part. Okay? So when I will press Ctrl Shift and Q, I will hide the active Geomesh here. Okay? So if, let's see, I show it, I select this one, Ctrl Shift Q, will hide this one. It will hide the one that is active. Okay? So like that you can work on the one you want. So let's see the head. Let's continue for this one. So this is the list. You can hide them. They are locked. So if you want to select the Geomesh, unlock it and click here to select it. So now you can come here to see the result of this Geomesh. Okay? You can lock it. Like that you will not be able to select it. And you will be able to select the object under this one. This one is to activate the in front. Like that. And this one is to activate the mirror. So if we check, this object has a mirror modifier. So I will hide it, like that. As you can see, this is the result of my Geomesh. And on this Geomesh, I can activate the mirror. It will add a mirror with bisect. So like that, you will be sure to have something clean. Okay? So it's up to you. You can activate the mirror from the Geomesh, or activate the mirror from the object itself. After that, this is to remove the Geomesh. Under all of this, you will have the settings for the Geomesh. You will have the voxel size. If the value is small, you will have more details. So let's enter a value of 0.08. I will have more details. Okay? If the value is, let's see, this, I will have less detail. So it's up to you to set the value as you want. So be careful with a small value, because when you will hide and show once again the Geomesh, it will take time. Okay? So let's enter 0.8, like that. I will hide it and show it, and as you can see, it takes more time. The adaptability will decrease the number of points where it's needed. For example, where it's not needed. Where it's needed, it will keep the point. So let's enter a value of 0.01, like that. It will also clean sometimes the mesh. So if I show the wireframe, I have this result. If I enter a value to 0, I will have this. Okay? So let's enter 0.01. So let's continue. This move will smooth the object. If I enter 50, I will have something cleaner like that. Okay? So it's up to you to choose the proper value for the smooth. The shade smooth will activate the shade smooth, as you can see. Yep, shade smooth. Here. And the Boolean. So to use the Boolean, I will click on use Boolean. You need to create a collection with this. So I will press, I will in fact here add a sphere, like that, and I should not have moved, yes, it's not in the head, so this is nice. It should be in my collection. So let's move this one, let's move it, let's see here, so scale, like that, Okay, so I have this. Let's move it into a new collection. I will name it bool, like that, press OK. I can hide it, and here I just have to select my collection. And you will see that will cut my geomesh as a boolean, like that. So as you can see, this is pretty useful. Okay, so let's remove it. Once you are okay with your object, you can convert the geomesh, like that. Do you want to convert it? Yes. And now this is a simple mesh. So if I come, up, I will need to select it, head. Let's go in local view. This is now my mesh, and I can go and sculpt it. So let's activate the x-axis. Up, let's do that. Okay. I can delete it, and if I want, I can create another geomesh from the head once again. So let's name it head, and click on OK. It will recreate my geomesh here. So you can create different geomesh, like we saw. You can create one for the head, one, I will select this one, and I will show it for the legs. And as you can see on the paw, so let's decrease the value, 0.8. I will have more details here, like that, and everything works. This is really nice. So just like that, you can, let's do this, up. You can work on different parts, and you can also make one for everything. That means, I have my Doberman here, I have my head, so let's move the head inside the Doberman. Let's same for the front. Let's hide those two, like that. Oh. I need to create a geomesh. I will select the Doberman, and I will name it Doberman. Press enter, and I will click on OK. So now I will have a collection, a geomesh, using this collection Doberman, and I should have everything here. Like that. Okay? Obviously, you need to change some values to have exactly what you want. Like that. I will just have to wait. And if we check on the wire, on this one, it's pretty dense. But with the adaptability, this is nice. So we can see that we have everything inside this collection, and we can see the final result of our object. And since it's selected, I can hide it. And like I said previously, when you will call it, it will show the modifier, so it will take some time. Just have to wait a little, as you can see. Okay? And as you can see also here, I made some tests. This is just some veins, and those ones are just some edges, like that. Yep. And with this workflow, yep, I can see them, I can edit them on the fly. Nothing is locked. I can edit absolutely everything. So that's it for the geomesh. Let's see the draw mesh. This one allows you to draw mesh inside in the 3D view. So I will choose a cursor, this size, and I will draw a mesh like that. So I can make something like that. That will draw a tube here. Okay, I can continue. If I keep this position, I can do this. Let's continue. I can do that, etc. Okay. So it can be interesting if you want to make an object like that, etc. So it works. But it's interesting when you want to add, let's see, some veins. So I will enter point 3. I will choose surface, and I will draw some veins. I will make something like that. I will validate. As you can see, that will create this. I can continue. So like that. Let's continue. Okay. And I will keep it like that. So now I can, for example, move those ones inside up my object. Like that. Okay. Okay. Maybe make some smooth on some part. Up, I want smaller part. Up. Like that, like that. Okay. So this object, I can move it to the back leg, and on my Geomesh, as you can see, I have a back leg, and if I show my back leg, I will have this result. So it can also be useful to create some veins like that on your characters and use them, or use it to create objects like that. With the draw surface, you can create surfaces. So as you can see, I disabled the update and the smooth. I will choose the thickness, I will use 3, the offset 0, and I will choose the placement, surface, and the value. Okay, so now I will draw some face here, some surface. I will click, I will be in the modal, I will just have to draw like that. And let's see, I want to do this. Once I'm okay, I will press space, and it will automatically create some surface on my object. Okay? So since I didn't updated it, this is still editable. That means if I hide the modifiers, like that, as you can see, those are just faces. Okay? So in this case, I can play with the thickness, I can play with the offset, I can add a bevel if I want to have something like that. So if I want to make something round, I can edit this like that, okay, and edit the bevel. So for the bevel, I have the offset, so let's increase it like that, and that will give me something like that, okay? So let's get rid of this one. This time I will update, and I will keep everything the same, and I will draw surfaces. So I will do something like that, and I will update. And now, if we check, this is a mesh that has been updated here, okay? You can also, if you want, let's see, I will hide this, press H, I will place my cursor here, I will select this object. So, I want to draw a surface, I want to draw it on the cursor, I want to add a thickness, I will use 5, the value of the Remesh, let's use 0.2, and I will draw my surface now, okay? So I will make something like that, up, like that, like that, and I will validate, and as you can see, it created this object. At this point, I can select this to activate the mirror with this as target, and add a mirror on this one, and after that I can start editing my object up to make it as I want, okay? So as you can see, it can be really useful to make this kind of part of your object like that. So like I said, you can create a surface on the surface, on the cursor, or on the view. On the view, that will be directly on the view like that, where is exactly the same as when you create annotation, as you can see. Up, let's get rid of those annotation, and that's it. Up, I will show the back leg, and hide everything. So as you can see, this is the surface tool. With the cursor tool, you can create or cut objects. So let's see create. I will choose view, and I will choose the thickness to 1. Okay. I will choose a profile. Let's use the square, and I will draw this. I will press space, and I will have this result. Okay. If, let's see, I'm using a sphere, I will do something like that. Space. I have my sphere. If I'm using the line, I will be able to make, let's see, something like that, up, so I will move it here, and bam, I created this. Same for the curve here, I can draw some forms, and I will have this result, okay? So as you can see, this is nice. If you want, you can also cut your object, so I will choose Boolean, and I will choose union. I will add a thickness to 3, and on this one, I will use this. So if I draw this, you will see what I will have. Bam. I will have this result. Okay. So let's see. I want to use a difference. I want to use this. So let's make it, let's see, like that. Up, space. And I have this result now. Okay, so this is nice. I want to cut it, and I want to, let's see, use the line. I will do something like that. Up, and press space. And it will cut everything here. You can also, let's see, use the rubble here. And with this one, I will select my object, I will use this, and I will draw this, and press space. And it will cut my object in half. Okay? So let's see, I will select this one, I will decrease the value, like that. I will update my remesh. I will have something denser, as you can see. So now I want to use a rubble, and I want to make something, let's see, like that. I will validate, and bam, I will have this result. Okay? So as you can see, with the cutter tool, you can cut, create, rubble, etc. on your objects. Let's see the draw skin and the add skin. So the draw skin is like that. If I want to make a tentacle, I will make something like that. Hop. I will validate. I will go in edit mode and press Ctrl A. Up, like that. Okay? So I can increase some part. Okay. This is fully editable, so this is nice. You can do whatever you want. And just like that, you can add tentacles, horns, etc., etc. The other one, the add skin, I will move it on the mouse just to show you. That will give me this result. So imagine you have an object. Let's show the Doberman here, like that. You have an object. You want to add some part here. So I will place my cursor. I will choose cursor. I will add skin. That will give me this result. So I can press Ctrl and RMB like that, like that. So Ctrl A, and Ctrl A for this one. I can add a smooth, like that. So if I check, that will give me this result. Okay, so I can select everything to make them even smaller. Okay, so this is nice. I can, in fact, duplicate, I will undo what I did. I will select everything, Shift D, like that, and after I can do this. Okay, so if I want, I will select this one to set it as a mirror, and I can add a mirror on this. So this is pretty ugly, but you can see, you can understand the possibilities. Okay, so let's hide this guy, and let's go on the front view. This time, I will use the origin, and I will add a skin. So if I come here, I can press Ctrl A, like that. Let's extrude it vertically. Let's select this one, press Ctrl and RMB to have this, up, up, and let's do this. Okay, let's move this one here. Let's increase the size of that, up, okay. I can continue to extrude it. I will select this one as root, okay. Let's extrude it once again, Ctrl RMB to have this result, okay. Let's extrude it, and let's extrude it, and Ctrl A. Okay, so right now we have this. This is pretty ugly, but this is to show you that you can create characters just like that with this tool, up. And this is pretty useful. Control A, just move those ones as you want. I can add a mirror. I will remove this and just add a mirror on this one. And just like that, I created this. So let's go in front view. Let's try to improve all of this. Up, like that. Okay. Control A. Control A, G. Okay. So as you can see, just like that, up, I created my character. Up, let's extrude, let's move. I can also press Control A and let's use X like that. Control A and Y. That will give me this result. Control A. Okay. So just like that, as you can see, this is useful. You can create characters. Okay? So that will give you this kind of result. After that, you can remesh them. So I will apply the mirror, and I will remesh. I should have my result like that. And I can start and sculpt my object as I want. Obviously, I will need to activate the x-axis, and that's it. Okay? So the add skin is pretty useful. I use most of the time this one. And that's it. Let's see the Lathe tool. With this one, I will create a small mushroom. So I will choose origin to create it at the origin of the scene, and I will draw my mushroom. Let's make something like that. Up, and validate. I can flip the normal hair. Let's come here. I can get rid of this one with Ctrl X. Let's edit this one a little bit. Up, like that. Okay. It seems to be nice like that. This is nice. I can improve the number of steps here. And maybe, yes, move it like that. Up. I like it. Okay. So, in the options here, be sure to activate the fill hole. Let's close it and change the value here as you want and update, and you will have your object here. So maybe 0.5 it's too small, so let's put 1 and I will have something better. Okay? So just like that, I created this on the fly. So let's go in front view, let's move this one here. I will deselect it because when you create a lathe, the selection will be the center of the screw modifier. So let's see, I want to add a lathe here. I will choose cursor and I will draw my lathe. So I want a bottle this time, up, something like that, up. And that's it. Let's flip the normals. Let's edit a little bit the settings, up, up. Can select everything, in fact. I will make them auto. That will be better like that, up, up. Okay, I can do what I want. Let's come here, let's come here. So this is nice. I made this, okay? So I want to be sure to have enough subdivisions. And this time I will use 0.5 and same fill all, update, and boom, I created this. Okay, so this is nice. Let me show you another possibility. Let's choose, let's place the cursor here and let's create a lathe. So this time let's make something like up, this. Okay, and as you can see, that created this. So let's flip the normals. I can edit everything, up, can take this one, like that, get rid of this one, Ctrl X, up, okay, let's move it here, up. So this is a basic way to make my object. So I can select everything and we'll make them auto, up, let's make this, let's make that, up, like that. Maybe I need a point between those two. So subdivide, up, etc, etc. So what I wanted to show you is that you can add an empty. That means, let's go here, I will add an empty, and as you can see, just like that, I can create, with this empty, I can move the origin of this object. Okay? So it can be interesting to use it on some case, on some occasions. So let's select this one, let's increase this, let's update. I'm not sure it will close it. Yes, it will close it like that, so this is normal. But as you can see, this is nice. You can create some object, round object like that with this lathe. Let's see the curve tool. This is almost like the cutter tool create curve. That means I will do this, I will validate. That will give me this, but it gives me more control. That means, let's hide this one. I will draw a curve. Let's see like that, okay. At this point, I can stay in curve mode or not. I will not, and I will directly use bbox. That will give me this result. Okay? So this part is not exactly what I wanted. It's not really an issue. So I will this time stay in curve mode, and let's draw a cactus, why not? Let's try to draw something nice. Up. Okay. So at this point, I will stay in curve node and I will click here. So let's select this tool. What I can do is to play with the bevel, to change the thickness of the bevel, the depth of this object, like that. Let's increase the bevel. Let's go in object mode. And right now, I will select everything and I will choose a hole for my handles. Up. I can edit my object. So let's hide this. Up. Let's try to make something nice. Okay. As you can see, I have full control over the form. Up, I have something that seems to be nice. Up, like that. Just find the proper forms. Up, okay, seems nice like that. I like it. Okay, so at this point, what I want to do is to convert it. So be sure the fill all is not activated. Choose the value for the remesh and click. And bam, you will have your cactus like that with a proper wireframe. This is nice. So when you add a curve like that, you can directly use the bbox. That will give you this result. Okay. Or you can use it in curve mode and edit this curve like we saw previously. Okay, so you will have everything. And one thing I forgot to show you is that you can edit the resolution. So let's stay in curve mode, activate it, and I will have my resolution here. I can edit it if necessary. Okay, you can edit everything. So let's get rid of this one. And when you create a curve, if you want, you can convert it to a skin. This is another possibility. Maybe I should remove this one. So that's it for the curve tool. With the envelope tool, you can create characters like that, human, animals, etc. So you can select a character, you can update it. Let's make a remesh from this one. I will click, and that will be our result. So the add-on will keep the envelope model to not lose it, okay? So you will have this as a result. You can smooth, you can first smooth here, like that, and after you can make some changes. So let's, edit it a little bit, like that, let's use the blob, like that, okay? So once you are okay, one interesting thing is to, for example, select this object, select the envelope, press Ctrl P, and choose Armature Deform with Automatic Weight. And what it will give you, if you go in pose mode, as you can see on this one, I will go in my pose mode, I have this kind of result. I can, as you can see, edit my object. So let's make a rotation on this one. Like that. And everything will follow. Okay. So let's hide this one. And as you can see, you will have this. You can also go on this one in the rest mode, rest position if you want, or go back to the pose position. Okay? So this is an interesting way to use this one. So now let's see how to make an armature. So as you can see, I need an object in my scene, so I will come here. Let's move this one. Let's go in front view. I will click on envelope. that will give me this kind of result. In the preferences, in fact that will be there, you have the envelope here, you will be able to edit it if necessary. So let's see, I will take this one, I will go in edit mode, okay, I'm already in edit mode, I can press E to extrude, let's see, let's make something like that, up, up, and up, okay, let's do this, and let's do that. Now what I want to do is to press Alt-S to scale all of this a little bit, so let's be sure to select this one too, okay, like that. I can move this one, let's see here, okay, let's select this one, okay, and I can edit, as you can see, the envelope for everyone, but I will keep them like that. So I created this, now I need to move them a little bit to not make it too perfect. Up. Okay. Alt-S, like that. So, what I will do, in edit mode, I will select some bones, like that. Select those ones, okay, let's try to select those ones, and in Speedsculpt I will click on Symmetrize bones. That will give me this kind of result. Sometimes, as you can see, I will have to edit them a little bit, and I can just move this like that, okay, so let's Alt-S to clean this one, up, okay. Should be better like that. So, I made this object. I can now update this up. As you can see, I will have this result. I can smooth everything, and after that, I can edit this object. So, if necessary, I will use some tools. So, use the proper value for the remesh. Up. And that's it. Okay, so now if I show the armature, it will not be this one, it will be this one. I can, I need to edit a little bit, up, like that. I can, yep, so I wanted to say I can just parent it up with automatic weight, select the armature, go in pose mode, and now I can edit, I can move my object if necessary. So this is a possibility. So just like that, you can see how to create armatures and to bind them to bind the object to the armature, and you will have your object. So this is a pretty ugly example, but you can understand the interesting part of this tool. The Symmetrize tool is pretty simple. It will depend on the position of the origin of your object. So as you can see, I will have this. If I click here, that will be plus x here to minus x, so the symmetry will go this way. So I will do this, just to show you. You will update the mesh here. You can also not update it, so I will undo my result. So I will do this. Let's see the wireframe. So I will just do this, that will be faster, but it wasn't updated, okay? So this is just to show you. So I will undo it this time again, I will press SX-1, like that, Control A, apply scale. So the other one will be the opposite from this, like that, okay? So let's undo all of this, okay. So you will have plus y to minus y, I will have this result, as you can see. The opposite, like that, okay. And same for the z, up, and this, Okay, so as you can see, nothing complicated. If I want, I can do this. I can change the value here and just symmetrize. And I will have my result here with a proper subdivisions. The lattice tool is pretty useful, so let's select one object. Just to show you, I will add a lattice, like that. It will automatically create a lattice. If I select some point of the lattice, as you can see, I will have this result. So I will do this just to show you. At this point, you can apply the lattice, you can add subdivisions to this lattice, if necessary, to give you more possibilities. So if, let's see, I select all of that, I will be able, as you can see, to edit my object, up, to make it more like that. So this is nice. I can also take those ones and move them. Okay. So you can, if you select the object, apply the lattice, hide it, like that, remove it. I will remove it. So once you removed it, you can select this object and click on Connect to Lattice. It will connect to the lattice. Okay? So this is another possibility. I will get rid of this, I will get rid of the lattice. You can select several objects, like this, and click on Add Lattice. It will add the lattice, as you can see, on the bounding box of the object. If, let's see, I select this, so maybe let's add some subdivisions here. If I select those ones, I will be able to edit this if necessary. Move those one a little bit, or let's add more subdivisions. Up, like that. Just move them. And as you can see, up, let's scale them. You can edit your object like that on the fly. Up. This is pretty interesting. So let's scale it like that. Okay. So as you can see, at this point, I can edit one or several objects. I can remove this one, for example, remove the lattice on this one, and connect it once again if necessary, like that. I can also, on this one, add a mask. So I will click, I will have the mask tool. So let's do this. Let's select those ones, like that. I just want to edit this for the mask. So I will click on Valid Mask, and that will give me this result. So let's see the wireframe. Okay. You can also edit the mask if you want. That will come here. So I can smooth my mask if necessary, or I can remove it like that. And I will validate the mask. That will give me this result. You can smooth the mask also. That will smooth the transition of the mask. Like that, you will have something really clean. So just to show you this, let's select up this object. Let's select those points. Let's make, maybe we need up some subdivisions, yes. Let's take this, let's move them here, let's make it like that. Okay. So, up. At this one, if I want, I can add a mask. So let's draw my mask. Let's see like that. I just want this part to be modified by the lattice. So I will validate my mask. You will see that I will have this. And you can see the transitions here. So I can smooth the mask and I should have something better. So just wait a little bit. Try once again. Up. Just as you can see, it will take into account the number of points. So be patient. And as you can see now, this is much better. Okay? So like that, I have this. I can hide it. I can remove it. I can connect it. I can add masks, etc., etc. Okay? And once I'm okay, I can just apply on everything. I will just show you. Apply. Up, and that's it. So now I can get rid of this. And now my object is like that, with proper wireframe, topology, and everything has been updated as I wanted. So that's it for the lattice. let's see Remesh and Decimate. So I will remesh this object. Here. Let's see the wireframe. So as you can see, I will have this result. If I hide it, this is the basic mode, and if I show it, I will have this. So this is, in fact, just a remesh modifier with a smooth modifier. Okay? So, if I decrease the value of the remesh, let's see 4, I will have this result. If I increase the value, let's see 8, I will have this result. So this is just a modifier remesh that will remesh your object. This is not the same exactly as this one is better, but this one is non-destructive. That means you can hide it, and you can remove it and hide it once again, okay? So just to show you the result, here you will have something like that, and with this one you will have more something like that, okay? That's why I prefer this one over this one, but this one is non-destructive. So it can be useful if you make some, this one it can be useful if you make some object, some art surface modeling, and you want to add a remesh, okay? So like I said, the remesh depth, if you increase the value, it will increase the density. If you decrease the value, it will decrease the density. And this one is a smooth, so if I move to 0, I will have this, and if I move to 20, I will have that, okay? So it's up to you to choose the value you want to use. Okay, let's get rid of this one. Let's add a decimate. So the decimate is like Dyntopo this time, but with a modifier. So if I show you decimate here, okay? So it will triangulate your object, but you need to move to change the ratio. So let's enter 0.5. It will triangulate your object and keep as much as possible vertices where it's needed, okay? So if I hide this, I still have something nice. So let's show the statistics. As you can see here, I have this number of vertices. Let's see the triangles. If I hide it, I will have this, okay? And if I show it, I will have that. And the result is not far from what I have, so I can increase to 70, 0.7 in fact, and as you can see, you will almost not see the difference, but you will have less points, okay? So it's up to you to use this if you want. You can also add mask. That means I can add this mask, let's smooth it, and I will validate. And as you can see, I will have the decimate only on the part with the mask. I can flip the mask to have it here, and I can do this here, okay? If you edit the mask, you will come here, and you will be able to do this, validate the mask, and that's it. So let's, in this case, increase the value, up. As you can see, you will have this, okay? So the decimate is also interesting, and with the mask, it's much better. You can edit the parts you want. Let's get rid of this one. The last one, this is quadriflow. Quadriflow will remesh your object. So let's first duplicate this one. Click on quadriflow remesh, choose the settings. I will preserve the sharps, the mesh boundary, and I will enter 6000, like that. I will click on remesh, and it will remesh my hair like that. This is not perfect, but sometimes you can use this. At the bottom you will see, you will have this, and maybe 6000 was way too strong. So let's press Ctrl Z. No, I cannot use Ctrl Z. So let's duplicate this. Let's enter 4000, like that. I will disable this. I will disable this. And I will click on remesh. Maybe I should have removed the modifier mirror. So as you can see, it will try to make something. Sometimes it's nice, some other times, like this case, this is not a good idea. But let's try on this one. So let's duplicate this, just to show you. Up. Let's this time enter 6000. I will use this and this and this, like that. I just have to wait, and I will have my results, okay? So, not perfect, but it can be used like that, as you can see. After that, if necessary, I can take all of this, add an inset, etc. But as you can see, the bottom part is pretty nice. And this part is nice, all of this is nice. So like I said, it can be used, but be careful about this. Sometimes it will give you this kind of result, like that. So that's it for the Remesh and Decimate. Let's see the extract operation. So you will go in Sculpt mode, you will have extract operation. You will be able to choose between facet and mask. We will first select the mask. You can select the mask, for example, the mask tool, create a mask for your object. So let's create this mask like that. I want to make something, hop. This is a super error. Okay. Like that, nice. With control, you will be able to do this, up. Okay. So I made this, maybe come and make this up. Yes, this is much better. Like that. Okay. So for the mask operation, I will choose mask. I will go in the mask setting. I want to add a solidify. I want to give it this thickness. The offset, I will not touch it. I will update. That means this is the same as activating this, as you can see. That will apply the solidify and remesh. And I want to go to sculpt. So I will just click on extract now. And you will see that will create my mesh. That will take this value into account. I will come here, and I have my object, so I can smooth my object if necessary, etc. So just to show you, if I select this, I pick, I will have this value. If I select this, I pick, I will have this value. So like that, you can set the same value for your extracted part. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. Let's continue. I will press Alt-M. I will use the line mask. Okay. Let's go inside view. I want to cut all of this. Okay. So I will disable the add solidify and I will just click on cut. That will cut my part here. Okay. So let's select another brush and I will be able to smooth all of this a little bit to have something clean. Okay, so the interesting part with this is that you can cut different parts of your object at the same time, and you can select a part, invert the mask, and cut this part. Okay, so this is like that for that. Okay, so let's add, let's put the mouse here, the cursor here. Let's add this. Let's scale it a little bit and update, so like that I will have this result. Now what I will do is to go in the facet. So as you can see, we have the extract and cut. That will be the same for the facet, so I will have the settings. I can add a solidify, the same thing. But this time I will use the facet tool, okay? So I can draw something, let's see, like that. Let's make up. I can smooth the contour up like that to have something cleaner. So this is something nice with the facet up. And what I want to do, what I need to do is to hide the other part. So I will press Shift H on the facet part, and now, only now, I will be able to extract this facet. And boom! I have my facet extracted with this value and the thickness of the solidify and the offset. So if I go in, let's see, X-ray, you will see the object enter inside the other object. So this is nice. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. Let's come here, Alt-H, facet from visible. You can smooth all of this if you want. Now I will use the line mask. No, my bad. The line facet. Oh, don't use the wrong tool. So I created this. I can smooth. Let's use the facet. I can smooth this if I want something really clean. Up. Okay. Shift H. like that, and I will disable the solidify and cut. And that's it. I created this. So like that, like I said, if you have an object, you can make a facet for the part you want to remove, or a mask, and you can remove them directly, or extract them, just as you want. So that's it for the facet and the extract operations. Let's see the quick pose tool. So with this one, we will create an armature. So I will select this object. Let's go inside view. I will click on create bones. Right now I have a simple vertex here. So let's move it, let's see here. I will press E to extrude. E, like that. Let's continue. Up. I can make something like that, and I can make something like that if necessary. Okay, so here I will activate this select to not have this. So let's extrude. Obviously the tail should be straight. So at this point, what I will do, I will press GG to move this one a little bit. Here. Let's disable the snap. And now I will press E to extrude. I will just move this one here. Okay. I will activate the snap. As you can see, this is in volume. So if I press E, as you can see, it will move it correctly where I want. Same here. Like that. And let's move it like that. Okay. So let's do the same. E, Control to disable the snap. I move it where I want. Let's see. Up. Should be here, should be correct. So let's extrude it here. Press G. And extrude it once again here. So at this point we made this, okay? Maybe we can select this, press E to extrude. Let's see here. Up. Let's disable the snap, and let's extrude it, let's see here. Okay, so like I said, at this point we have this. I will click on create pose. Here. It will convert all of this into an armature, like that. What I can do now is to select some bones, like those ones. Okay, and symmetrize the bones. That will symmetrize and automatically update the armature. Okay, so if, let's see, I disable the X-ray, so I need to select this. Let's disable the X-ray. Now, as you can see, I will go in pose mode, and if I make my rotation up, like that, up, I can make some pose for my object, for my character. Up, like that. Same for this. And obviously, as you can see, for the tails, for the tail, this is not perfect, but up. Yes, better to have it straight. But just like that, as you can see, bam, I have this. Okay. So if I select this, I will make the rest pose. That will give me this result. And if I choose the pose, I will have this. Okay, so as you can see, this is nice. If, let's make it in rest pose first. If we select our object, we can hide the modifier. So in fact, let's go back, select and make it to the pose. So if I hide the modifier, as you can see, I can apply it and I can remove it. Okay, so this one I can make into rest pose if I want to keep it like that, so I can keep it. After that, I will just have to select this and this, Control P, and armature deform with automatic rates. That will once again apply the armature, and if I select this one, and choose my pose, as you can see, everything will follow. So this is nice. Let's get rid of this one. Okay, let's hide this one. One thing you can do also is, if you want to make an armature only on a part of the object, you can use the mask. Okay, so let's go in the right view. I will add a mask that will put me in the mask tool. Let's to do this. In fact, I can directly choose the mask, box eye, lasso mask. Yes. Up. I will use only this. I will this time use the mask. I will smooth all of this up, and I will click on create bounce. So at this point, it will take time because I have a lot of points. So what I will do is to create bounce like that. It will select all the vertices. Oh, and this time it's fast. Okay, and create a vertex group. So now I can take this one, press E to extrude. So let's do this. Let's see, something like that. I will move this one here. So let's move this up. Let's move this one here. So same for this one. I can press E to extrude. Okay. And I can press E to extrude. So I will create my bones. That will create the bones on my object. So let's hide this. Okay. I can do the same as previously. Symmetrize bones. That will symmetrize and update everything. And now, normally, up. So I need to select this one, up. If I go in pose mode, I can just up. I can just do this. And like that, I can pose my object pretty fast. And if, once again, I go in pose mode, in rest mode, and in pose mode. Okay? So just like that, with this tool, you can create armatures really fast, connect them, and make your pose like that.